Good afternoon. I'm Vice Mayor Steve Kay, and I'm here today with David Warren, who is the General Operations Manager for the new Downtown Lexington Management District. And I'm going to have a conversation with David about himself, about the Management District, and a little bit about what's going on now in Lexington. So first, welcome, and thank you for taking the time. I appreciate that.
Thank you for having me.
Well, happy to do it. So, as I said, let me start by just asking you a little bit about your background. And you've already told me off camera you came from Virginia, but a little bit, just how'd you get here?
Yeah, like I said, I'm a Virginia native.
Yeah.
But the last almost 9 years I lived in Louisville, Kentucky. I worked for Block by Block there as an operations supervisor. I started out as a clean ambassador, then moved to a safety, then became ops supervisor. And then in August of last year, I was asked to come here to start up this new program that they were having in Lexington. But I'm hoping that with everything I learned from working my days in Louisville, that I can apply it here and take the knowledge and maybe just enhance what we already have here, which is, I think, a growing and beautiful city.
Okay, so you started working in Louisville for Block by Block, which is
it's the vendor for Downtown Lexington Management District.
Okay, so they are the people who have contracted with the Downtown Lexington Management District to do all the work.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in Louisville, challenges you faced there, what'd you learn there?
Well, in Louisville, it was a larger program, I would say. Well, I learned how to we deal with hospitality mainly. The customer was the biggest thing for us. And in doing so, cleaning downtown, I might have to pressure wash, clean, weed, get rid of all the weeds that we have downtown, which I found it wasn't that bad here, but we're taking care of those. But I guess one of the biggest things we have to worry about right now is we've taken care of the weeds, we're doing the cleaning, but now comes the part where we're starting to learn how the other departments, what they want and what they expect from us, right? I've met with a few, but I'm looking forward to meeting with the director for the homelessness prevention, because I've seen, like in the mornings when I get here or in the evenings, it's not a big problem, but that's something we're going to get into, and I learned a lot about that from finding out what the resources are and being able to try to help people downtown. Now we are working, as I said earlier, for the cleanup. It's a clean city if you really take a look at it.
Yeah.
But underneath there are spots. I've identified the hot spots that need a little more work, a little more pressure washing work. And there are some things that I'm a target for as trying to get rid of and get taken care of by the end of the year.
Okay, so some people have questions. They say, isn't the city supposed to do that? Why do we have this special group of people, and what do they add? So how do you respond to that?
Well, we're here to supplement some of the work that the city does too. There are a lot of things that they probably wouldn't have time to get to or have the resources to get to, and we're here to do those, like detailing. We're doing a lot of detailing as far as wiping down trash cans, taking care of the big bellies like over there. Like I said, all of the cigarette butts that we see, we're doing weed control. And a lot of times, your city departments might not have all the manpower to do that. And that's something that we specialize in taking care of.
Okay, and I know on the back of your shirt, can you just, Ambassador, that's what I wanted to point out. Okay, so it isn't just cleaning up, right?
No, it's not. We like to interact with people. Like you said, this is a growing city. So as it's growing, more people will be visiting. And a lot of times they'll have questions like, where's a good place to eat, where to stay, what are some of the local attractions. And myself and my staff, we are working hard to find out exactly what those are. And we want to be able to leave people with an impression that when they came to Lexington, they were able to ask a question of an ambassador, and they got the right answer, and they were pointed somewhere that ended up being a great selection for them.
Okay, and you're new to Lexington.
Yes, I am.
The other people who work with you, are they natives? Do they know a lot about the city already? What do they come equipped with?
I have one who's from Hazard County, Kentucky.
Okay.
I have a gentleman who's from Florida, and I have a young lady who's here she's from Lexington. So she knows more about it than we do. So she's helping us out right now.
Okay, so what have you learned that you find, if somebody came to you and said, well, I'm just kind of looking around downtown, what are the interesting things to see or do?
Right now, the only one not the only one, but the most commonly asked one is the Mary Ty Lincoln House.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know where that is.
Okay.
And then the square. And a lot of people always ask about like where we at right now, Cheapside. They want to know what's going on at the pavilion. So those are some of the things, and we're working with Visit Lex. We had a meeting with them, and she's providing us with information more about the things that are going on here. So we'll be up to speed soon.
So are there people who are primarily helping to keep it clean and people who are primarily helping to be the ambassadors and relate to people, or is it all mixed together?
Well, it's all mixed together. As an ambassador, you're going to have to be able to do all of that at one time, because you're going to, a lot of times, as you're cleaning, you will get asked a question then. So that's when you change hats, you'll be able to help that person out, then just get back to what you're doing.
Okay. And what are the hours? When are people actually on the street, doing the work, talking to people? What are the hours?
Well, the hours as of right now, which I'm sure will change soon, on Sundays is only 4 hours, from 7 to 11. On Mondays and Tuesdays, there'll be someone here from 7 in the morning until 7:30 in the evening. And Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays, it'll be someone here from 7 in the morning to 10 at night.
Okay, and you said it's going to change, so when the seasons change, you handle it differently?
Well, I believe Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays will remain the same, but we'll be flexible as far as the events that'll be going on, just like with the upcoming basketball season. I'm sure our hours will change to accommodate the crowd that'll be down here then. Okay,
so basketball, Thursday Night Live, other events, you try to have more folks or just make sure that you're covered?
I try to make sure that the hours are covered.
Okay.
During the time that they're having events, I want the purple shirt to be out here where people can see us and we'll be visible to anyone that might have a question.
Okay, typically 1, 2, 3, for how many people are out at any one time?
At one time, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we'll have as many as 4 people out here at one time.
Okay. And that's both cleaning up and trying to respond to...
Yes, sir.
Okay. And just so people will know, the boundaries?
The boundaries are running from Elmtree to Midland and High Street, Short, Vine, and Main. Everything in the middle of those we take care of.
Okay, and in that's a pretty big boundary.
Right.
So do you focus on one area at a time, or do you focus more on some areas within the boundaries than others?
Well, right now we focus mainly on the core, which will be Main Street and Vine Street, between Broadway and Martin Luther King. And the outside boundaries, we'll hit those daily, but we'll pay more attention to them at certain hours where there's no traffic and we can do more things. Like as far as going east on Main, right at the end of there, we do a lot of work. We've started to do a lot of work there. From the beginning, we've been working from the outside coming in.
Okay.
Now we've already sprayed most of the area that we have to cover.
Sprayed it?
For the far as weeds, we sprayed it to try to get rid of the weeds. And we're hoping to take care of those so when next season comes, we won't have the growth that we had this year with them. And I noticed a lot of graffiti, and not the painting graffiti,
yeah,
but flyers and vinyl stickers that were up, and a lot of tags, Uber and Lyft tags on the poles. And as part of our responsibilities, we want to clean that up. because if you'll see a difference. If you look down the street and you can see all of that on a pole, and coming as a visitor to the city, when you see that, it's something that doesn't look good. So we're removing all of those, and it enhances the street, where people just said this whole street is clean. When you have all of that on the poles, it wouldn't look as clean as it could be.
Okay, so those are what might be thought of as small things, but that really make a difference in the kind of the visual look of the community.
Yeah, it does. And I guess you could say it's a small thing, but when you look at the overall number, how many stickers and flyers are on poles, it becomes a big thing then.
Okay.
So, but we've been working on it. I know since we started on the 12th, as of yesterday, we had over 1,300 pounds of trash we removed.
Really?
And about 600 stickers.
Wow. So, it's not a small thing.
Yeah,
they're small, but
it's going to be daily, but to keep it up and to continue to do it, it's something that we're going to have to be vigilant with and doing it every day.
Okay. All right. Well, I just, again, thank you so much for taking the time. I'm glad that you're here. I think people need to know what's happening downtown and how things are going to get better. And I want to also thank our audience for watching today.